This is Dorian with Geeks of Color. So Justin, firstly, thank you for giving me some of your time. This is my first in-person interview like over a year, so I apologize for being a little rusty, but thank you so much, sir. So how are you doing today?
Good, good. Thanks for being brave, to go out. Yeah.
Oh no, man, this movie is epic. So when did you first know that you were going to go to space? I have to ask that right off the top. Like, when did that idea come about?
It's interesting because I think it's something that we've talked about. I think internally, I don't know if we ever thought we were going to bring it to life. But I think it was just exploring this chapter. And I remember going, wow, we're going to bring Han back. We're introducing a character that's existed this whole time. That's a Toretto. And I don't know what it was. I was just playing around. And then I thought, maybe this is the one. So I drove to Vin's house and we looked at each other and we're like, I think this is the one.
Absolutely.
So that was the moment.
And just speaking of that, can you talk about what made you guys want to bring in more family, and especially with the casting of Cena as the brother?
Well, it's really interesting because, I love the thing that drew me to this, and I think it's very personal, is this sense of family, but not through blood. I think being a kind of working class immigrant kid growing up, my son who's 12 now, all his uncles and aunts are not by blood, and so I'm living Fast and Furious, really, and but at the same time, I think that whenever we go and do a new chapter, we want to challenge ourselves, and it was clear to me that wow, we never quite explored family through blood, and so that was a very exciting idea. And then when I sat down with John Cena, I thought, did we just strike gold? Like it just felt like everything clicked. I remember meeting with him. I thought, wow, it was a great idea, but I didn't know who was going to play it. But as soon as I met him, I felt like he was Jacob. Then he went to meet Vin. I remember, and then Vin sent me a video of them, and I was like, they already felt like their interaction, they were brothers already. Right. So it was one of those magical moments where it felt like everything was meant to be.
And speaking of Han, thank you for bringing my boy back. So when did you guys know, like, all right, we have to bring him back? And I felt like it felt like it was an organic, authentic way. So like, can you just talk about just bringing him back as well?
Oh man, it was a process. I'll got to tell you that. I when I first came back, I thought I was going to bring him back, but through flashbacks. And so I was working on it, and it was this train ride to Edinburgh for a scout, and we had this really kind of profound conversation, and it felt like to really do it right, he had to come back for real. Right. And but it was amazing because that thought led me to a lot of the kind of journey for Han through his, through kind of a lot of our conversations with the actors, it's with these characters and their journeys, and most of it is not on screen. But we need to do it. And so it just somehow, again, it was one of those things where it felt like it all connected. And so it was actually even a surprise to me because that was not my intention, but for it to come to life and for it to organically come together, it just felt so good. And it also allowed me to really kind of work through a lot of things that we've talked through the years. And I'm hoping, with time, we'll find the right medium to be able to share those stories.
I am excited. I cannot wait. So a couple more questions. So it seems like every movie we just keep like getting surprised with new stars and new bigger stars. So is there any actor or any person that you haven't got to work with yet that you would love to, like a Keanu or a Samuel or somebody like that you would love to work with in the future?
Definitely. I mean, look, I think that, we've been very lucky. I think when we started off, that was not the case with Fast, but as we've kind of earned our every chapter, I think our community got bigger. And so then sometimes I just don't know who, like when my phone rings, I don't know who's on the other end, And so now we've expanded, and there's still like a lot of people that I talk to that, that I hope that we can maybe find the right fit. But I think having these options it still blows me away because that's not how it was when it started.
Street racing in East LA, and now we're here. So I want to say thank you so much for giving me some of your time. Did gotta say, Sparrow told me to shout out and said like it would be a great idea if you two teamed up for a superhero movie down the line. So get to it, guys, after all this Fast and Furious stuff is done. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you. Have a good day, man.